Hong Kong is in crisis. Its summer of discontent has seen protesters hit the streets every weekend since early June. Police and marchers have clashed with increasing violence, with police firing tear gas and some activists vandalizing government buildings. Both sides are exhausted. This time, thousands of people turned up in different parts of the city, including outside China's main representative office. Hong Kong is a part of China, but is, in theory, administered independently. Over the past 8 weeks, protesters' anger has grown from dissatisfaction over an unpopular extradition bill that would mean handing over people in Hong Kong to China to become a general rebellion against Beijing. On Monday, China's Office for Handling Hong Kong Affairs held a rare press conference and had harsh words for the activists, leading to fears that the PLA, China's military, might intervene.
The recent developments in Hong Kong, especially the acts of violence by a small number of radical activists, have seriously undermined Hong Kong's prosperity and stability, seriously challenged the rule of law and the public order of Hong Kong, and seriously threatened the life and property security of Hong Kong residents. They've also touched the bottom line of the principle of one country, two systems, and can't be tolerated.
Joining us now is DW's William Yang out of our East Asia Bureau. William, we heard that excerpt just now. What does Beijing mean by those comments?
So, experts believe that it is clear that Beijing's central government is trying to avoid providing a very definite answer regarding whether the PLA will be deployed or not. But under Hong Kong's basic law, the Hong Kong government is able to request the PLA to intervene under social unrest or natural disasters. And experts think that the reason why the central government is refusing to openly acknowledge whether the PLA will be deployed or not is because they still lack a clear policy direction to address the ongoing crisis in Hong Kong.
And of course, this is coming right after another intense weekend of protests. Let's have a quick recap of what happened.
Helmets and gas masks on both sides of the barricades. A weekend of clashes between police and protesters in Hong Kong saw violent confrontations. Protests over the past 2 months against proposed extradition to courts in China have grown increasingly fractious. Sunday's peaceful gathering grew into a march clogging up major thoroughfares. Police fired tear gas to disperse the crowds, some of whom were carrying umbrellas, the symbol of resistance to the government. A few adopted makeshift techniques to deal with tear gas and dismantled street signs for their protection. Others used hockey sticks for weapons. But the police didn't hold back from using stronger measures, including firing rubber bullets into the crowd. Protesters took refuge in the Sheung Wan metro station, but the strength of the protest suggests it's far from being driven underground.
And we go to William Yang again. By the way, we originally had slated to speak with us Hong Kong activist Johnson Yeung Cheng Yin, but he was arrested during this weekend's protests. You can see him pictured here. We're glad to have William with us to talk more about this. So our guest was arrested. Tell us, what are the police saying about the people that they have arrested? What crimes have they committed?
So far, at least 49 demonstrators have been arrested under charges like participating in unlawful public assembly and also possessing offensive weapons. And in the past, Hong Kong police would typically issue letters of no objection to allow public demonstrations to last until around midnight. But this weekend, they decide not to issue such letter. And experts believe that this is a move for them to legitimize the arrest of demonstrators under multiple different charges while also using weapons to disperse the crowd.
You know, I can't help but think of this as a bit of a Rorschach test when I look at the situation. You can see the protesters and find them an inspiration that they are exercising their freedom of assembly and freedom of speech. But from Beijing's point of view, this confirms everything they fear about civil liberties and democracy. So what is the Communist Party saying to people in China about what's happening in Hong Kong?
So, Melissa, as we can see probably on multiple social media platforms, China's official media have been portraying the ongoing protests in Hong Kong as illegal and violent assemblies initiated by radical rioters. And during today's press conference, it is also clear that the central government support the Hong Kong police to use weapons like rubber bullets or tear gas against protesters while making arrests. It is also very clear that the central government do not want to allow this movement to really contradict the principles of the one country, two systems policy in Hong Kong. And then they have emphasized that the top priority now is to restore social stability.
William Yang, thank you.